You may be wondering why I've gathered you here today.
I wanted to talk about The Coffin of Andy and Leyley. It's a game I've recently finished streaming over a series of 9 live streams, and it actually took me a very, very long time to complete. I finished both main routes that are out right now up to the point that they're released, Burial and Decay, and where Burial goes towards more of the quote-unquote good, healthy relationship. Or sussy, crazy relationship? I don't know. That's the one that I like. But also Decay, which is maybe a little more realistic, but sort of more serious and negative tones in that route. And the depth and complexity of this story is more than meets the eye, honestly, because at first, a lot of people's first impressions may be focused on, you know, the elephant in the room, the freaking sibling kissers, right? And that's totally fair for a first impression. And I felt that way too for maybe my first hour or two playing it. And then after that, I fell in love with them and I didn't fucking care anymore. But that's what a good story should do. First of all, I'll introduce the story a little bit. The Coffin of Andy and Leyley revolves around 2 siblings who are trapped inside during a pandemic, which is, a little too real, if you think about the world. But the fact is, these 2 characters have gone through a lot of shit in their lives. The forced close proximity makes them confront their feelings for each other, which are very, very complicated. At first, it's something that's a total turn-off, right? But the more lore you dig into, you see that these 2 people have been intertwined through years and years of trauma and just fucked up shit that I won't say justifies their actions, but it at least explains them. And honestly, makes you root for them so bad. Day 1, I was like, whoa, I don't know about this. Flash forward to me now, I would do anything for Andy and Leyley to interact. I want them to hold hands. I want them to kiss. I want them to fuck. I want them to have little fucked up babies together. I don't know, bro. I just want them to be happy, whatever that means. But ideally, via dating and loving and fucking each other. I don't know. It's crazy. It's horrible. But it's a horror game. And those are the things that a horror game is supposed to make you feel. It's uncomfortable, and it's wrong, and I love it, okay? I fucking love it! If you're someone who has a sibling yourself, this might be a game that turns you off so far beyond redemption, and that's valid. Personally, I'm an only child with an open mind. This plot is so far removed from my own life that it probably helps me be able to see Andy and Leyley for what they really are, which is soulmates! I know, it's a hot take. But anyone who's played the whole game probably feels somewhat similarly to me. The game is supposed to make you root for them. Their chemistry is off the walls, and no matter how hard they might try to relate to other people, Andy and Leyley really only understand each other. I'll also say that I am a big consumer of toxic yaoi. I've made a video about it before, which means I'm predisposed to the very worst of romance dynamics imaginable. So murder, kidnap, incest, cannibalism, I've seen it all, okay? The world of BL is vast and terrifying, and if you can imagine it, it probably exists. When you get to my level of BL consumption, you're mentally prepared for anything, so I think I'm just numb at this point, and I don't get surprised by the fucked up shit that the Coffin of Andy and Leyley has to offer. But I will make a disclaimer that I don't condone incest, and I think it's pretty bad in real life, okay? But are Andy and Leyley real? No! LOL! And that's beautiful. The game is really great at twisting the viewer's perception of normalcy as the game devolves over time. And I really believe if you looked hard into their dynamics, anyone, even you, could fall in love with Andrew and Leyley, okay? Ashley Graves is a menace. She butts heads with Andrew, she's obsessed, she is crazy, and she has a fucking insane brother complex. She wants Andrew all to herself, even if that means going to extreme lengths to isolate him. If Andrew gets a girlfriend, she threatens to kill her. And in some cases, she might even succeed, which is crazy. She also hangs around him, keeps tabs on his friends, and has a way of getting in his head. As you go back into their past to see them interact as children, it does feel like a very real sibling bond at first, which is saying a lot for me. I don't have any siblings, okay? But when I was playing through Andrew having to deal with the shit that little Ashley was giving him as a kid, whining, destroying his homework, forcing him to play with her all the time, shifting the blame of her parents onto Andrew for everything, I was so annoyed. I felt like I was really experiencing what it felt like to have an annoying little brat sister. And Andrew is annoyed by it, but also they include the little moments when Ashley isn't so annoying. Through all of Andrew's dramatic comebacks and anger towards her, he recognizes that Ashley is able to see him for who he really is. She's able to pinpoint the little things that make him tick, which is real between siblings, but also, she's the only one that's able to make him smile, feel seen, and truly understood. And that turns something in Andrew. Throughout the years, no matter who he tries to see or what girls he dates, he's never able to find that same connection with anyone else. And he wants to! He wants to so bad. He's reasonable, he's logical, and he knows that having any romantic thoughts towards his sister is crazy. So he tries and he tries. He even commits to dating someone who kind of looks like Ashley in a weird Freudian way, I'm not gonna lie, just to live out a normal life. But inside his little heart, he just wants Ashley. And that makes it real. He's suffering. It makes him evil. It makes him fucked up. But he knows it. And that makes him awesome. I love Andrew and Leyley's dynamic. There's a constant push and pull between them. Ashley wanting Andrew to look at her, to pay attention to her, because she loves him. But at the same time, she only wants him if he wants her back. She's only so obsessive and crazy because Andrew will give in to her once in a while. If she actually disturbed him, he would try harder to stop her, wouldn't he? He disagrees with her and tells her no, but he rarely ever goes against her wishes in the end. It's not because he doesn't have a spine. Well, okay, at first he might not have a spine, but even as an adult, if Ashley calls, Andrew listens. Andrew shows up, Andrew drops everything to go to her side. And it goes beyond that. In between his wishy-washy actions, he'll full-on flirt with her. He'll touch her waist, he'll kiss her cheek, he'll kiss her forehead, he'll stare at her longingly, he'll blush when she gets too close. He wants her so bad. And it tortures him, bro. And it tortures me, bro. Upon close inspection, their relationship is not one-sided at all. Ashley appears as the obsessive sister at first, and she's hella clingy, but the moment she starts drifting, Andrew pulls her right back in. He won't let her stop feeling that way about him, because a part of him needs it, and it's so good. Guys, it's just really good. And okay, as a Fujoshi, I immediately clocked this type of toxic yandere style trait as one that usually belongs to the obsessive dom or top or whatever you call them. BL stories will often show a wild guy who's used to going through any means to get their way. He's something like a gangster who's always wielding a gun if their love interest gets threatened. Or maybe there's some other powerful figure that will threaten to kill anyone simply for getting a little too close to their crush. And maybe that's made me a little fucked up and started to see these violent, crazy actions as an act of love. But the Coffin of Andy and Leyley does a very similar thing. Ashley is the instigator of many crimes, and Andrew somehow goes along with all of them. She might annoy the hell out of him, but they never ever separate for too long because they can't stand it. They can't live without each other. How could they? Even in routes where it's implied that they may try to get away from each other or, kill each other, the other would soon follow after. What proves their bond to me is that there's not just one crazy sibling, but there's two. They're both equally fucking obsessed with each other, despite showing it in different ways. And to me, that means they're perfect for each other. I kind of just made this video because I really can't wait for another update to the game, and I'm here twiddling my thumbs, thinking about Ashley and Andrew all the time. This isn't meant to be any deep analysis or detailed account of all the times that they've proved they're in love with each other. I know they're in love with each other, okay? And you know it too. Okay, stay with me now. The coffin of Vandy and Leyley is Wincest! Sorry. Anyway, if you like the coffin of Vandy and Leyley, maybe start reading some yaoi. I don't know. This story is right up my freaking alley. They're tortured soulmates, and I'm a tortured viewer. And we're all gonna suffer together until the next part of Decay comes out. And I'm gonna dream about them, and I hope I dream about them because it's the only content I'm gonna get until then. And I'm gonna go crazy! Alright, play the video game if you haven't, guys. Goodbye. I don't know.